Guys, I have a new tattoo. It's koi fish. Okay, hold on. I hope that this audio sounds good. I've been having issues with this microphone, and I think it's time to retire this one and get a new one because this one has gotten me through 2 or 3 years of content creation, which is just like amazing. If you create content and you're thinking about getting one of these microphones, I highly recommend. I can try and find this exact one and link it in the show notes. And if I don't, just comment. You guys have been really good about that, commenting if I forget to put something in the description. I don't intentionally do it, but it just somehow happens. Today we are going to be talking about my trend predictions for 2025. If you don't follow me on Instagram though, feel free to go follow me there and let me know if you guys have been watching my YouTube shorts and if you like them. I've gotten some great feedback on them and I really appreciate it. So thank you if you have seen those. Oh my gosh, I didn't even introduce myself. Hi, my name is Lainey if you're new here, and if you're not new here, thank you for coming back to my channel. So let's get into my trend forecast for spring 2025. We're going to start off with my predictions and then we'll go into the article that I read from Who What Wear. So let's just get into it. The first thing that I really hope to see more of in spring is asymmetrical designs. I have been playing around a lot with pinning and tucking different clothes in an asymmetrical way, and it adds such a dimension to an outfit that kind of draws your eye in. I have this outfit that I created November, I want to say, that I am still obsessed with to this day, and if I still had those pieces I would definitely be wearing it, but I rented those from Nuuly, so obviously don't have those clothes anymore, but I loved what I did with it. But you don't just have to do it with skirts, you can do it with tops, you can do it with dresses, you could do it with button-ups. I've seen so many people online showing ways to pin your button-ups in unique ways, and it adds this asymmetrical design to it that is so intriguing and captivating. I'm just obsessed. Number 2, polka dots. I think the next trend we'll be seeing a lot of is polka dots. I personally, the past probably 6 to 8 months, have really been getting back into polka dots. I think they are kind of one of those timeless patterns, kind of like leopard print, how it can become a basic in your wardrobe if it works for you. But I do think that it's going to become more of a trendy thing, sadly. Rediscovering polka dots for me has been awesome because it feels very playful. I feel like I wore a lot of polka dots when I was a kid, and it also reminds me of like the dance costumes I wore for like different tap numbers as a kid. For some reason they always had polka dots. It reminds me so much of like a child playful energy, and I love that. Number 3 is going to be funky buttons. Now I saw a jacket at a thrift store in Wisconsin when I was there in beginning of January. I took a photo of it on my phone. Now I lost my phone in Europe, so I don't think I have this photo anymore, but I will look through my camera roll and see if I have it somewhere in like Google Photos or my iCloud. It was this jacket with all these different chunky buttons going down it. Literally, I saw it and I thought, this is going to be a big thing. This is going to become a thing that people are looking for in 2025. And then a week later, I heard Emma Chamberlain talking about it. And I was like, I saw it first. Hold on, Lainey. Hold on. I'm getting a little bit too excited. But the fact that I saw that and like said it out loud to myself and took a photo of it on my phone because I knew that it was going to be that, and now people are talking about it, I just feel so proud of myself that like I noticed that. Next we have tiered linen dresses. I wrote this list a couple weeks ago when I just like randomly thought of this when I was in the gym, so I don't know exactly what I was talking about with this, but I don't think that this is like crazy because when spring comes, obviously it's getting warmer. I tend to like the lighter texture of clothes, something more airy and flowy, and I do love a tiered look in dresses, so I think that this is reasonable to come back into trend. Next we have crinkly textured clothes. Now I have had a skirt for about a year now that is black that has this crinkly texture all over it, and I get so many compliments on it. People are like, wow, that's like so cool, I've never seen a skirt like that. I think that crinkly texture and clothes is going to become a bigger thing because you have a basic colored thing and add that texture to it, and it instantly makes an outfit interesting without having to have like crazy patterns or crazy colors. You could do it with like a bright pink and have the crinkly texture, like totally, but even just on that black skirt, it adds so much dimension. I think people are going to kind of lean more into texture versus color this spring and summer. Next, netted hats. Now I think I talked about this end of 2024 that fisherman core is going to be in. The netted hats is, I'll put up some photos, but it kind of gives me like 1920s like flapper cap vibes. So yeah, netted fisherman caps I think are going to be in. And along with that, anything with sardines, sardine earrings, on clothes. I feel like we saw a little bit of that last summer too. I know Lisa Says Ga definitely leans into the like food on clothes things, but I know they definitely had some pieces that have full on like fish on them. We're going to be leaning into that. Not just the food aspect, but specifically sardines for some reason. Next, we have scarves instead of ribbons. So last year, obviously, we had the big ribbon craze. Do I think we need to be printing ribbons on articles of clothing? No. I like more when people, tie a ribbon onto their bag or put a bow in their hair or tie it on their tights or something. But I don't think we need to have like sweaters that have like a big pink bow in the middle of them. That could just be me. People that wear them, it's cute. But it's definitely a trend and it's definitely fast fashion making its mark on the trend of ribbons. So this year, I think scarves are going to really take off instead of ribbons. Really thin scarves. I feel like obviously in the winter people are going to be wearing thicker scarves to stay warm. Thinner scarves that you kind of just wear for fashion purposes versus warmth are really going to take off and be the next ribbon. I don't really have much else to say other than that. Next, we have camisoles with skinny jeans. I think this was, I want to say like the 2010 where you would see like the dark wash skinny jeans and then like a camisole top that's like kind of flowy. You tuck it in the front. I saw Carrie Dayton talking about this and I instantly had to note it down. She's making such a good point. It is don't get mad at me. I want to say it's a timeless look because I've seen people in my day-to-day life wearing this and every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, like that looks good. Like you can't really go wrong with that combo. Kind of one of those like foolproof outfit formulas that anyone can rock. I don't know if I'll necessarily partake in it, but I do think it will be something we see a lot more of. And the last thing I predict, hold on, I need a sip of my coffee. That was a big sip. Is adding charms to everything, not just your bag. I got 2 new bags for Christmas actually because my purse got stolen in December. I asked for bag charms with them. So I'm definitely on the bag charm train. I think that we're going to be adding charms and personalizing our stuff more. Not even necessarily charms, but like embroidering things. People have been tying their scarves like around their handbags, like around the handle. Charms to like if you have like a backpack or adding them onto like the belt loop of your pants, kind of like how like people do that with carabiner, doing that with like charms. I think we're going to see a lot more personalization of clothes this year, more than we have seen before, and I'm excited for it. It'll be a good way for people to kind of find their own personal style without having to go and buy a bunch of new things, because obviously overconsumption, as I've talked about so many times, and I made a Substack on it. If you want to read it, I'll leave it in the description. Overconsumption has just become such a normalized thing, and I think trends where we're learning to not necessarily purchase but use what we have and personalize it to fit our own unique style and our own personality. I think that that's a better way to go about trends than to just buy what everyone else has and then when it's out of trend getting rid of it. So those are my trend predictions for spring. Let's go into this Who What Wear article, starting off with corporate core. The trend, I will say, very chic. I do like it. I've been playing around a lot with wearing like a suit jacket. I've also been playing around with like the suit jacket and then pairing it with like jeans, kind of playing with like a juxtaposition, putting something really corporate or like formal with something really casual and almost streetwear. Obviously, I don't know if that's going to be everyone. I feel like in this article, it was talking more about as a full look, going back into like pencil skirts. And I predicted this at the beginning of the year that ties are coming back. And this article says that ties are coming back. So I'll pat myself on the back for that one. Number 2, powdered pink. They're saying in this article in the winter of 2024, we saw red on the runways. So now we're going to be seeing a shift to pink as like the spring color. I used to hate pink when I was younger. Now I feel like there's a point where most girls, not all girls, but like I feel like there's a certain demographic of girls that just like reject pink. And then you get to a certain point where you're like, oh, actually, pink is really beautiful and there's no gender assigned to color. So I think anyone can wear pink. And I think powdered pink is pretty because it's this in between of like a pink and a purple. I don't know. And it kind of has this like muted, like grayish cream tone to it that I think adds nice dimension. And I feel like it's also just one of those colors that will work on a lot of different skin tones. I could be wrong, but like from the photos in this article, they have it on a lot of different people with a lot of different skin tones, and it seems to be working for all of them. Next, we have personal touches, which I think is hilarious because I was just talking about this. Basically talking about like how micro trends on social media have caused us to lose touch with our personal style. which I have been saying for months, if not years, whether it's on here or in my personal life, to people in my life that have been like, I have no sense of style. Yes, you do. You're just letting the things that you see around you affect what you actually want, which is a whole other discussion. There's not really much for me to add to this other than the fact that people are going to emphasize their own individual style. It's saying that here in the article. I think we're just getting away from everyone kind of wearing the same things to everyone having their own unique look, so that when you see an outfit you're like, "Oh yeah, that's Lainey's look." Like that's such a Lainey outfit. I think it's a great compliment. The next thing they said in this article, it's called Isn't It Grand? And it's talking about maximalism. Love a maximalist style, but I also love a very minimalistic, simple look. Don't necessarily agree that maximalism is going to become like even more mainstream this year. I think that people are going to start leaning towards minimalism. So I'm going to disagree with this one. Oh, this next one I'm not loving. It's called Just a Peep. It's talking about like peep-toed shoes. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get why you want to see just like that much of someone's toes. I also don't like open-toed shoes, so I'm biased. I don't want to see people's feet. And that is all I have to say on that. They are also predicting soft, sheer, and chiffon fabrics that feel romantic to be in. They're calling it craving romance. I think that that's fitting considering this week is going to be Valentine's Day. People sometimes gravitate to clothing that kind of feels like the season they're in. I mean, obviously that makes sense. If it's getting warmer, you're going to want to wear airier clothes. Like I said before, in my predictions, the tiered linen dress, which is a flowier, lighter kind of fabric. And the last trend they said is the wrong coat. So basically, it's exactly what it sounds like, having a specific outfit and then wearing a coat on top of it that feels totally opposite of the vibe of the outfit you're wearing underneath it. I feel like I do this sometimes. I think I personally do this because I only own 2 jackets, and I talked about this in my last video, that you don't need 100 jackets, and I think that only owning 1 or 2 jackets adds to your personal style because you become recognizable for that jacket, whether it necessarily goes with an outfit or not. It stands out as, like, a key piece in your wardrobe. It can almost add that personality to your style without you even having to try. That is all of the trends that I have to talk about today. Let me know if you liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what trend you are predicting or what trend you really want to see this coming spring. Be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you get notified every single time I upload a new video. Check out my Instagram if you want to see some short form content, and my Substack if you want to see articles going into more depth on topics that I talk about in my YouTube videos. And with all of that, I will see you very soon. Bye!